Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tech It Out. I'm here at the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, in Las Vegas. It's that annual mecca to Sin City every January to see tomorrow's technology today. You need to be in the industry to attend. There's about 180,000 of us here that are all sort of kicking the tires on what's coming down the road, and it's very, very exciting. But I'm here to share with you this hour all the cool things that you can look forward to in the near future, shown here at CES, from giant TVs and ridiculously fast laptops to robotic pets and self-driving cars. We've got several guests lined up for you this hour. In a moment, award-winning journalist Jen Jolly will join us. Mario Armstrong from NBC will share his top picks. We'll talk with the inventor of a retro music player called Mixxtape that's coming out in March. And we'll also chat with Ingram Micro, the world's biggest technology distributor, about their work with Indiegogo, the crowdfunding platform, and how they're going to help entrepreneurs with getting their products out to customers. They were also at CES, and I caught up with them here at the show. That's all coming up this hour on this special CES edition of Tech It Out. I'm here with the lovely Jen Jolly. Jennifer Jolly is an award-winning journalist. She writes for a bunch of different places, including USA Today, a fellow columnist at USA Today. And I've never seen her live on stage before until today, and I was blown away. Jen, that was amazing.
Oh, thank you. I think, though, that, all props should go to that hat that I wore on. I wore a top hat with a screen. So that was to kind of divert everybody's, the audience away from me and to the amazing technology.
Well, that was a great way to enter on stage, but that was only for the first couple of minutes. You did a great job. So what I'm referring to is Last Gadget Standing. This is an annual event within the Consumer Electronics Show where we celebrate new gadgets that are debuting. It's kind of like a Shark Tank or a Dragon's Den kind of show where people have a couple of minutes to pitch their idea. The product has to be pretty much ready to go, and then the audience votes by applause. So you hosted today. You were great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was really great to get with a lot of the creators. There's so many freaking gadgets here, and we don't get to spend a lot of time with the creators and really hear about their vision for it. So to see those 10 different companies, those 10 different gadgets, get to learn a little more of their backstory, that was really cool.
All right, so obviously CES is so overwhelming, as you mentioned, so many products with so little time. So let's jump right into some of your favorites, Jennifer Jolly. And by the way, you can go to techish.com to read Jen's blogs and her reviews and videos, watch her videos and stuff. All right, so Jennifer, what were some of the standouts for you at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show?
Well, one of my favorite things was, or is, the Lenovo Smart Alarm Clock. Now, when's the last time you heard about an alarm clock, right? We all have used our phones for a long time. Since these iPhones came out, we use those. Well, all that blue light, the pings, the dings, waking up and logging in, looking at our emails, it's made us too connected. Our sleep has really suffered. So Lenovo made this really small, it's almost like a really small Google Home Hub, but it's got that form factor of an old-fashioned alarm clock with Google Assistant built in, wakes you up gently with light, with sound. It's just kind of all the best of how we need to wake up, get rid of our smartphones and wake up easily in the morning. All the best from the old school with that next generation bit of technology packed in.
Can you listen to music? I know you said there's lights and stuff, but can you choose your favorite radio station or a Spotify playlist or something?
Anything that you can do on Google, anything you can do. Spotify playlist, you can do music, weather, sports. You can have it talk nicely with all the other smart things in your house. It can basically, you can run a morning routine where you have it wake you up gently, nice and easy. No, none of that like wah, 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 horrible alarm sound of the past. And it will turn on your lights around you. It can wake your kids up, talking with an S-cam that you might or may not have in your kid's room. It can tell you, read you your calendar appointments for the day. And you get all of that packed into this really small, it's no bigger than my hand, device for just under $80. So I really, really like that one.
Yeah, the price point is right. So it just joins your Wi-Fi and you're off to the races. Any word on when it's coming out?
Spring of 2019, I think.
What's the name of it?
It's called, the name is a little bit forgettable, but Lenovo Smart Clock. And that's, what I like. You see so many wild, wacky gadgets. Hyundai unveiled that concept a car with legs. You see all these wild things here. But when I really walk away from the show and I think, what will I actually buy this year?
Practical.
Solves a problem. Right. That's one of them.
The product, the Hyundai Elevate, I think it's called. We should just clarify that the reason why it's like a car with legs instead of wheels, it's meant to be used in emergency situations when you maybe need to have something climb over rubble or through flooded waterways to get a person who's in need, to get them to safety. So that's the idea, though, behind it. It's not just to run down the road. We should just clarify, even though that would be
that would be really cool, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. The running man. So the Lenovo Smart Alarm Clock topped your list for one of the most practical and affordable gadgets at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show.
Where are we in? It's hard to keep up. After we've both been up for 20 hours a day, 4 or 5 days in a row. It's so hard to just, where are we? What day is it? But it's, this show will last now for weeks after this. Gadgets here and gadgets there. And it does really set the tone for the entire year.
All right. So what's another highlight for you, Jen?
Well, I started my show with a first look tour. We actually had a big scoop on this, of the smart home of the future. It's the Builder KB Home Project, PROJEKT. And what these guys did, instead of having a booth among the bajillion other booths the size of almost 58 football fields in the Las Vegas Convention Center and surrounding hotels, they built an entire home from the foundation up, about 15 minutes outside of Las Vegas, off the Strip. It's in the Inspirada community of the Las Vegas area. It's actually in Henderson, Nevada. Mm-hmm. And this home has 400 connected gadgets in it. So you walk in the front door and that wakes the home up. The lights come on, a voice welcomes you home, the temperature's set exactly how you want it, the air is purified. It just basically, this home comes alive with your presence. So what was really remarkable about that for me is, we see the smart doorbells, we see the smart lights, the talking toilets, Alexa-enabled toilets, all that. But to see it all in one place working together, that was really fantastic. And it really gave a first glimpse of what our lives will be like as this tech continues to evolve.
Since this is radio, is there anywhere our listeners can go to online to watch you inside of this smart home that was built in Henderson?
You can go to the tech section of usatoday.com, and then over on the left, you'll click on columnists. You'll see Mark there. This wasn't just a home packed with tech. This was a home built from the foundation up to make you healthier as well. And Delos launched this thing called Darwin, and it monitors indoor air quality, temperature, syncs the home's smart lighting to match the human body's natural rhythms, promoting quality sleep and overall wellness. And that, to me, is so, so, so important. Not just gadgets for gadget's sake, not just a smart house to copy the Jetsons, which is really cool, but not very practical.
And Rosie the robot, who's cleaning up. Yeah.
Right? Well, there was an actual robot that greeted me when I walked in the door. His name is Keeker. He doesn't do Windows yet, but I have a feeling that that's coming. But yeah,
we can hope.
The idea that your house should actually work for you all the time and clean the air that you breathe all around you. There was a living wall filled with vegetables right off the kitchen. It's just so cool.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, let's end off with one more. So we've talked about this smart alarm clock that is only $80, coming out in a couple of months. Then this smart home of the future that was built outside of Las Vegas that you can take us through your USA Today video. How about one more gadget that stopped you in your tracks this week?
Okay, well, this is decidedly low tech in terms of there's no dials, you don't have to plug it in, but the SheerText pantyhose.
I saw a picture of you on social media with that. What, the indestructible pantyhose.
Indestructible nylons, people. If you're a woman, you've ever worn nylons, you know you're just trying to pull them up and they snag, they tear, they run, they rip. So these guys created a way, they built these nylons out of polymer, the same kind of fabrication that goes into bulletproof vests. And I really couldn't. I tried really hard, and I'm kind of a strong gal. Like, I could not rip these things. I couldn't tear them with my fingernails. I couldn't bite them with my teeth. That's remarkable.
That's awesome. Okay, what's the name again?
Those are sheer techs, and they actually look sheer. They look like normal nylons. They're crazy.
Any announcement for price or availability?
$99. They're out now.
I try them on, and you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So as long as you don't tell anybody, no, it's okay.
I would never dream of telling anyone. You got a picture of that, right?
Awesome. Jen Jolly, you're amazing to chat with and amazing to watch on stage and to read. So keep up the great work. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's my pleasure.
I'm here at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show, and after this short break, we're going to talk with Mario Armstrong, NBC personality, about his top tech picks from the show. Before we continue on with the program, however, a quick thank you to my sponsor. Tech It Out is powered by ASUS. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. And they made a big splash here at CES. I'll tell you later on in the program about a product called the Mothership. Cool stuff. asus.com/US/radio for more info. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Mark here at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show. I found a quiet spot on the show floor, miraculously, where I can share with you a few highlights of products that I've seen today in action. This is the show, of course, where you get to kick the tires on all the technology coming out in the near future. Let's start off with TVs, and huge TVs at that. That is a big trend here. I saw last night the Sony Master Series TVs, the Z9G TVs that are up to, get this, 98 inches. And not only are they huge, but they're Sony's first consumer 8K televisions. So you probably have an HD TV at home, and an even smaller number of listeners have a 4K TV, which offers you 4 times the resolution of HD. But these upcoming 8K televisions have 4 times the resolution of 4K quality. In plain English, this is about 33 million little dots or pixels that make up the image. So it's super clear and crisp. And again, with up to 98 inches, you're not seeing any imperfections in that picture, no matter how close you sit. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, where's the 8K content? Well, there isn't any yet. That is mainstream. NASA recorded something last month from space that you may be able to access, but what you're going to need to take advantage of is what's called upscaling technology. So when you're watching a 4K picture, maybe say on Netflix, when you have an 8K TV, it'll upscale it to near 8K quality. So you're still benefiting from these panels that are just amazing. So this is coming at some point in 2019, but no word yet on when. Sony also showed off this gorgeous OLED TV, different panel technology altogether, that is up to 77 inches. These are those ridiculously thin TVs that have outstanding contrast, so deep blacks. They've got wide viewing angles, and this is the largest OLED TV Sony has ever come out with. So really cool stuff here at the Consumer Electronics Show. The sound of that smart TV, by the way, actually comes out of the screen itself. So really cool. Just one more product from Sony before I move on. I'm actually near their booth right now. Is this PG-10 Ultimate Outdoor Party Speaker. So this looks like a big cube speaker. It is portable, but it's meant for tailgating. So whether you're at a tailgate party outside of a football stadium or you're at a barbecue, you bring this with you. It's got very loud sound, of course, and
clear sound, well balanced, and it has, of course, the fact that it's battery powered. It's got up to 13 hours of battery life, and you can charge up your smartphone too. But I love that this also has this top that unfolds, and now you've got a table for your snacks, and you've got 4 cup holders to put your cold ones into. How smart is that? So this works with both Bluetooth and wired devices. It also has a built-in FM radio, and again, most importantly, great quality sound. It'll be available for $250 this spring when it comes out from Sony. All right, let's move on to laptops. The MateBook 13 from Huawei was super impressive. It is a ridiculously thin but beautifully crafted laptop with an 88% screen-to-body ratio that's also a touchscreen. It has the latest Intel processor, and the Core i7 model comes with an NVIDIA GeForce discrete graphics chip inside for gamers and video editors. Battery life tops 10 hours, and it starts at under $1,000, and that includes 1 year of Microsoft Office 365. This is later in January that you'll be able to pick up this Huawei MateBook 13. People are calling it the MacBook killer. And of course, the MacBook does not have a touchscreen as well, so a lot of benefits to this. Not to mention, I do prefer the Windows operating system. It's a lot more versatile. That's just me. And I know all the shortcuts and all that, right? Next up is the High Mirror Mini Smart Mirror. This is so cool. So it's basically a small desktop or tabletop mirror that you may have on your, dresser in your bedroom, but it is a virtual beauty and health consultant inside the mirror that offers you personalized skincare analysis, and it's compatible with Alexa for those with a Prime account. You can basically take advantage of the fact that this mirror will assess your skin's condition, including wrinkles, fine lines, complexion issues, dark circles, pores, and give you advice and tips and tricks on how to combat it. It also plays videos on this mirror, believe it or not, and it can stream music from your Spotify account. It's got, again, it's a smart screen with a touchscreen, in fact, built into the mirror, and it has LED lights surrounding it for when you are using it as a mirror, but it's also a smart speaker with Alexa support, as I mentioned. You can even access social media on this thing, but it's really used for your complexion and taking advantage of that health consultant technology. It's only $119, and it's available now. Again, it's called the High Mirror Mini Smart Mirror. Let's leave off this segment with 2 car technologies that were really cool. Both are tied to self-driving. Toyota is here with its Guardian 4.0 technology. It's built upon the latest Lexus LS 500h vehicle, and they're promoting Guardian as a safety technology by using a 360-degree monitoring system to predict, plan, and prevent accidents from happening. Toyota believes it's so important that they're offering this to their competitors. And that's, again, Toyota Guardian 4.0. And finally, Nissan is here with what's called Invisible to Visible technology, or I2V for short. It's designed to make driving smarter, safer, and more engaging. It uses augmented reality to fuse the real world with digital data in real time from roads, cars, and other devices to help you on the road or when you're looking for a parking spot. So it's for safety and for convenience. Also, it has an augmented reality avatar feature where it's like you virtually have someone beside you who may not really be there in person. Really cool stuff, kind of like a hologram. Very cool stuff from Nissan. This is just a sampling of the kinds of things you can expect here at CES. Throughout the rest of this show, you're going to hear other technologies that I'm going to be talking about and interviewing other experts on. So I hope you've been enjoying this. We are here in Las Vegas for the 52nd annual Consumer Electronics Show, also known as the Car Electronics Show.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out on the Radio America Network.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. If you watch TV, then no doubt you've seen Mario Armstrong. He's a tech and lifestyle expert. He's been on the Today Show often and other programs, and I caught up with Mario at CES to get his favorite products from the show.
All right, I'm here with Mario at CES 2019. How's your show going so far?
So far, super busy, man. Like you, we are TV mates. You're on one side of the booth, I'm on the other side of the booth, and we're doing our thing, sharing information and advice across the country on TV. But we both had to be here at like 4 a.m. Vegas time. So I'm
2 a.m. for me.
2 a.m.
So
for
you got to sleep in.
Oh, man, I got a couple extra hours out.
Why don't you share with us some of the highlights from this morning for you?
Yeah, and I think, this show is one of those big shows where it's a Super Bowl of technology, and you're right, I'm showing a couple things. The first one that kind of jumps out to me is something I use every night, which is sleep. So Sleep Number is one of my favorite brands. I've been using that bed for about 10 years, but they're here at the show because they're showing their adjustable beds, their smart 360 beds, and these beds adjust as you sleep. They help to try to give you a better sleep, better rest. They've even partnered with the NFL because they want players to get better enhancement, more productivity. So that's a big one. Sleep Number is really going to give you deeper personal insights is what they're looking for, because they have an app that tracks a lot of stuff. So your heart rate, your breathing rate, you get a sleep score at the end of the next day to see how much sleep and how much rest you really got. How many times did you wake up and get out of bed? Like, all of these things give you a better indication of where you are on your rest and what you can do to enhance that. And they're going to go deeper in those areas.
And that's something relevant to anyone, right?
It's true.
Whether you're an NFL athlete or not.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of pointed out, because I'm like, if athletes see that as important, then we as everyday people should really understand that that's important for us. Like, having great sleep really helps us be more productive. It helps us be better parents. It helps us make better decisions throughout the day. So I'm happy about that particular brand. Canon is here, and they always have a huge booth, but they have a new camera system that's called the EOS R. And essentially what this is a smaller format for maybe advanced amateurs and pro photographers that are looking for another option other than a DSLR, but they want something that's really powerful but also compact. And what's really cool about that is you can use your existing EF lenses on that, so there's no additional cost for photographers.
Right, so it's just a little bit bigger than, say, a point-and-shoot camera,
right,
but it does support the lenses for macro photography, telephoto lens, wide angle, and so on.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the beauty of why I like it. I mean, it can capture 4K video. It looks great with low light imaging. It looks really great. 30.3 megapixel CMOS sensor on that, which is awesome to have. But essentially, the big thing for photographers that already have lenses is that you can use, EF lenses with one of their 3 mounts that they have.
Yeah, awesome. Again, because you're not trading size for functionality.
Right.
You're getting a small form factor, but the prosumer, let's say,
that's right,
quality that you want, which blows away what your smartphone can do. Yeah. Not to mention smartphones, they're getting better all the time, for sure, but still not great for low light.
No
zoom, right?
No, and no zoom. Not the way you want. Nowhere near. A couple of the other things are like smart security. So Ooma has come out with a new security system, which is great because they have the option now to have not only cameras that are indoor and outdoor, but that system can actually run even if it has a power outage or an internet outage, which is great to have as a backup. And
what's the name of that? So that I know the company Ooma. They make like VoIP phone systems.
Yeah, they do.
Like
it's true. But this is the Ooma Smart Cam. So that's the name of that particular product. Schlage has a next generation deadbolt. So this is a deadbolt that you can now be able to control from your mobile device. The best thing I like about that is not only do you have the access to do that, but you can create up to 100 different codes for people. I don't have 100 people that need to get in my house, but it's great to know that I could give my son a code or family or relatives, or if I need to do it on the fly to let someone in the house, they can get in.
So, for example, you have a housekeeper that comes every, say, Saturday from 12 till 5. You can make that code only work for that day of the week and only those hours of the day.
You can do temporary, recurring times, or permanent. Absolutely.
And can you see on the app, Mario, if who used it?
You'll get those real-time notifications, knowing exactly who actually has been in and out of that door. And then the other thing that's in the home, speaking of home, is the Sensuate by Kohler, which is basically a faucet, the Sensuate faucet. But it's
actually a nice-looking one, I have to say.
It's beautiful to see. It's all chrome, but it's touchless. But what's really great is it's voice-activated. So you can actually talk to it and tell it to turn the water on and off. But you can get
like Alexa?
Like Alexa. It's true.
Does it use Alexa or Google, or is it its own proprietary?
No, it's true. You can use any of your preferred voice-activated devices. So whichever one you have, you can use that. But you can even get more specific. You can tell it, like you put the pot in the sink, and you can say 2 cups of water, and it will actually give you the precise measurement.
That is cool. That is cool. Neat. That's not a gimmick. That's a game changer.
No, that's a real deal thing. It's the type of things that I'm really interested in seeing. And I know, you've been covering the industry from like 96, seeing so many things, and you get jaded. I'm really looking for things things that are more mindful for us, things that practical, things that we can really use that either make us smarter, give us better entertainment,
better sleep,
or even stuff that can help our kids pursue their passions and their dreams, like how it can help entrepreneurs think of the next thing to create. I'm big on the usage of technology to enhance whatever your life or personal growth goals are.
Awesome. All right, so Mario, as we wrap up, tell us where we can see you, where we can hear you.
I'm a technology contributor on NBC, so you can catch me from time to time on the Today Show. Instagram, I'm doing a lot on Instagram, and that's probably the best place to really connect with me. I do a lot of mentorship and posting there, so at Mario Armstrong. And then our TV show, NeverSettle.tv, which is an inspirational show that uses technology but also tries to teach people how to pursue their passion and their goals in life and overcome fear and all these things that hold us back, but also the technology that can help you execute on that.
Awesome. And then finally, is there a website where we can learn more about this or more about you and your work?
Yeah, I would say bestofces.com is where I'm showing everything from CES, and then MarioArmstrong.com is where you can find out everything about me and connect with me.
Awesome. Well, I know you could use that Sleep Number bed here in Vegas. Yes. It's too bad you don't have it.
I know. I was like trying to find a hotel that had Sleep Number beds. I really was.
But you look well rested. Have a great rest of your show. Thank you so much for your time, Mario.
You look good for being here 2 hours earlier than me, by the way.
And again tomorrow.
And again, so keep up the great work, man. It's been an honor to be on.
Likewise. Thanks, man. Cheers.
Clearly, we were a little bit giddy from our sleep deprivation. Probably heard the same tone in Jennifer Jolly's voice, my first guest on the show this week. Before we take a short break, I was telling you about the Asus Mothership computer that they unveiled here at CES. Wow. So this is kind of like a laptop and a desktop in one machine. That is, it is battery powered. You bring it with you to go maybe to a LAN party, some sort of gaming tournament, and then you prop up the screen, a beautiful 17-inch display on a little kickstand, and then you can remove the keyboard, which you can't do with most laptops, and position it however you like. It's an RGB keyboard, so it lights up underneath, and then you can game on with your friends and have a great time with this power under the hood of the Mothership, a very unique form factor from Asus coming at some point in 2019. No price has been announced just yet, but cool stuff. When we return, we're going to talk with Ingram Micro about their Indiegogo partnership at CES. We'll be right back.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to this special CES edition of Tech It Out here at the Consumer Electronics Show. As previously mentioned, we're now going to catch up with Ingram Micro to talk about them helping Indiegogo companies with shipping and logistics needs. Here's Tony Holbrook. He is the Executive Director of Global Marketing and Commerce Development at Ingram Micro.
All right, so I'm here with Tony in, I was going to call it a quiet area of the booth. It's not no such thing at CES. How are you, Tony?
I'm doing well, thank you.
How's your show so far?
It's been great. There's been a lot of traffic coming through. There's been a lot of people, a lot of excitement. Everyone wants to see the new stuff.
And this is really an interesting part of the Consumer Electronics Show, Eureka Park, within the Sands Expo and Convention Center, because this is where a lot of the innovation takes place. If you go to the convention show floor, where I spent a lot of time today and yesterday, those are the big guys like the Samsungs and the LGs and the Sonys and so on. But here, there's a lot of startup culture, if you will, and you've actually partnered with Indiegogo, of course, a big crowdfunding platform. So tell us about your involvement with CES and what's your work relationship like with Indiegogo?
Yeah, well, Indiegogo, that relationship came about as just part of, we had a lot of customers that we were working with that were naturally crowdfunding, naturally trying to launch, naturally trying to do that stuff anyway. And we just thought we would put some polish on that whole relationship and really try to put a program together that would enable these startups to be successful. We find that a lot of these startups, they have great ideas, they have the right initiatives, but they fail for reasons that are out of their control or just inexperience. So we made a decision back in 2017 to partner with Indiegogo and really help put a program together to help these guys launch. And like you said, a lot of these guys end up on the main show floor. They all start here. A lot of the guys that are upstairs now, they started down here and then they kind of graduate up. And so that's what we like to do is help them get to the next floor.
So actually, let's dovetail back and talk about Ingram Micro and where your expertise lies as a company on how you can help these entrepreneurs on a crowdfunding platform like Indiegogo. Tell us a bit about the company and your work specifically in the the e-commerce part of it.
Right. So Ingram Micro has always been really, really good at getting product into the retailers and ultimately enabling it for the end consumers to have that in their hands, right? And so what we've always focused on is getting the automation and the ease of sort of transaction to happen for these brands to be able to get the products into the hands of the end consumers. Ingram Micro is known for being a distributor. Increasingly, brands want to have that relationship with the end consumers, or they want to have the ability to sort of have a hybrid relationship where they manage through a distribution relationship in some cases and they manage direct in other cases. And they need help to be able to go into other regions, go from the US into Canada, Canada into the US, whatever that happens to be. So our e-commerce fulfillment services is really focused on helping the brands get that sort of thing set up so that they have the options to go distribution when it makes sense or go direct when it makes sense. And it's product by product, it's launch by launch, it's year by year. Things can change at the beginning, they can change later on.
All right, so often the easy part for them is coming up with a cool idea, but it's in the execution of that is where you're saying that it may be a weaker link for them, and that's where you can help out.
Yeah, that's correct. Crowdfunding has always been a great platform for raising money and doing that sort of thing. Where it's fallen down is the actual fulfillment. You know, Ingram Micro has the ability to really help these guys from our experience, from our infrastructure, from our global scale, to be able to help them overcome some of the challenges that they would normally face that would really kind of crush their business in some cases, not for the sake of a poor product or a poor idea, it's just poor execution. So that's where we think we can help them and give their product a good chance. And, you know, Ingram Micro is always interested in getting the next new product, the hot new thing, and getting that out to the market as quick as possible. So we believe that if we can partner with somebody early and help them get to that next stage, we're going to help them launch right through to that next stage of growth.
So without getting too deep into the weeds, Tony, let's say I have an Indiegogo campaign that's active, or I'm about to launch one, and I'm here at Eureka Park, and I want to talk to you on behalf of Ingram Micro about a partnership. Without getting too deep into it, what kind of arrangement is it?
Yeah, so it's actually, there's no hard lines or anything like that. We like to get involved early. Typically, we say 3 to 5 months before the campaign launches, we like to start talking. We talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and for whatever reason, they may choose to do it themselves, or they may change direction, and that's fine. We give them advice for the first few months, and then really when it gets into reality is about a month or two right before they launch. That's when they have to start setting shipping prices, decide what countries they're going to sell into, make hard decisions whether to maybe not offer shipping in Europe or just really focus on the US because they can handle that sort of thing. So that's where we like to focus.
And so they just commit to working with Ingram Micro as a distributor for their product, and that's all they really need to do on their end, or is there more to it?
No, that's correct. They reach out to us, they say, look, we need your guys' help with the fulfillment side of things. This is what we want to do. So we continue down that path. We nail down pricing, we secure volume, we secure resources, and we help them get to the end consumer.
And how long has this partnership been in place with Indiegogo? And can you maybe give us an example of a successful Indiegogo campaign that you had a hand in?
So this is our anniversary. This is our 1-year anniversary. We launched, officially a little bit before this, but CES 2018 would have been our coming out party a little bit. We've helped brands. Unilid is one that we've been featuring a lot. They have a flexible lid device that allows you to sort of put to seal food on any side of container. They had to ship all over the world. I think we shipped into 50 countries for them, thousands of units, very late starting point, very unique sort of needs for this stuff. And they've been a great partner of ours, and we think we've helped with their success.
Now, let's say there's somebody listening right now that wants to launch a campaign, a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, but they're not here at CES. What advice would you give them if they're listening right now on what to do before they take that big step?
Right. So we've got a lot of assets. I mean, I would say just reach out to Indiegogo or Ingram Micro. We've produced shipping guides, global market guides, sort of getting started things. We've got all the best practices. We can kind of tell you where common failures are. I would just say reach out and have a conversation. There's no commitments.
All right. Awesome, Tony. Is there a website that you could recommend?
So Indiegogo.com is a great place to start with. They have all the resources there for us. IngramMicroServices.com is the best place to go for our side of things. We've got all the resources and all the assets there that help get you started.
All right. Awesome, Tony. I hope you have a great rest of your show. Thanks so much for your time.
Cheers. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
While most of the technology here at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show is futuristic, flying cars and 8K TVs, there's some really cool retro stuff as well. Arcade cabinets and Polaroid photos and turntables. But I love when they add new tech to this nostalgic technology, and that's exactly what Mixxtape is all about. I'm here with Paul Burns. He is the founder of Mixxtape, a one of the last gadget standing companies, and congratulations. I hope you had fun at today's contest.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was a really great time. Loved the opportunity and the experience.
And you rapped on stage in real time. That was pretty exciting.
It was very exciting. I'd never rapped in front of a big group like that before, and it's not really one of my things, but I went for it, and I think it went maybe okay. I couldn't really tell.
No, we loved it. We were in the audience, and it went over really well, as did your product. So it's called Mixxtape. It kind of hints at what it's all about. So please share with my listeners what Mixxtape is all about.
Right. So Mixxtape is really a blend of old school and modern tech. It's retro and modern at the same time. So it's a cassette tape that is a high def or hi-fi music player. So it plays FLAC and MP3 and all of your high def formats. But it's Bluetooth, has a headphone jack, memory card, rechargeable battery. But the coolest thing is that it doesn't just look like a cassette; it'll actually play as a cassette. So it's very authentic in that way. So and that was super important. It's not I didn't want it to just be a cosmetic thing. I wanted it to actually function as a cassette.
All right. So it's an MP3 player in the shape of a cassette, and you can listen to it in one of three ways. You can plug in your favorite headphones. There is a headphone jack, and it's got music. You've got storage, which we'll get to in a moment, built in, or you can expand it. You can. The second way is through Bluetooth earbuds or Bluetooth headphones. You can listen to your music wirelessly off the player. And the third way, as you mentioned, it is a cassette that can be inserted into a cassette deck, should you still have one. And then when you press play on that boombox or on that home cassette deck, if you still have one, right, it'll play the MP3s?
That's absolutely correct. And walking around CES, you probably did notice there are a lot of boomboxes and tape decks that are coming back. Crosley has several. There are several other companies that are featuring boomboxes because that demand is back, right? So cassettes are very trendy, and people love to collect them, but it's also that old school, that physical media experience that people kind of cling to.
Right. So it combines the look and feel of a cassette, because it is in the shape of one, but it also can play your digital music, not just MP3s, but higher resolution files like FLAC, as you mentioned. Right. Now, there's a touch screen on the actual cassette that lets you choose your music. Is that right? And then also talk to us about how many songs it can store.
Okay, so yes, there's a built-in display, and then there's a control panel that is touch, like you mentioned. There's two versions that are available. There's a 4 gig version that does not have expandable memory. It's more of just kind of your basic version, and then there's a higher end version that has 8 gigs of internal memory, but also a micro SD slot up to 256 gigs. So that's about 60,000 songs. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a lot. And even with the 8 gigs of internal memory, that's about 4,000 songs?
Between 2,000-3,000, depending on the quality of the files that you're using. But it'll play, you can just drag your iTunes over, whatever your library is, just drag it over and it'll work.
Now, are you currently selling this on a crowdfunded platform, or where are you at in the actual distribution of this?
Right now it's available on our website. We actually just made it on pre-order today for Last Gadget Standing, which is mixx.im. The company is Mixxtape. And so you can pre-order it now. It ships in April, maybe a little bit sooner, but I think everyone's going to get them in April.
All right, so it's called Mixxtape. How much are we looking at for the different versions? And does that include shipping costs as well?
Right, so the 4 gig normally would be $80, but on the pre-order it's $65, and that does include U.S. domestic shipping is included with that. And then the 8 gig, the premium version, is normally $100, but right now on pre-order it's at $80, and that also includes the shipping.
Awesome. Just before we wrap up, battery life, what's it like on the device?
Battery life is about 5 to 6 hours of continuous play. If you're using Bluetooth and a high def file, I've had it up to 9 or 10 hours. It just kind of depends on how much you're interacting with it, but you just let it play and it'll play for a long time.
Okay, awesome. Again, the website?
mixx.im.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. Appreciate it. And
awesome.
Congrats again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, that pretty much wraps up today's show, a special Consumer Electronics Show, or CES edition of Tech It Out. I'll leave you with one more cool gadget. It's actually from LG, and it's called Homebrew. It is a beer maker for your kitchen. It's a small little appliance, a small little tabletop device that you buy pods for, not unlike a Nespresso or a Keurig, but you choose the kind of beer you want, like wheat or IPA or a stout or what have you. It takes about 17 days for everything, the fermentation, the carbonation, the aging, and then you've got about 1.5 gallons worth of great tasting beer when you're done, and it's a self-cleaning machine as well. How cool is that? All right, that's just a taste of what you can find here at the Consumer Electronics Show. Thank you to ASUS, my amazing sponsor, for powering Tech It Out each and every week here on the Radio America Network. Chat with you next time on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.